Eskom and the NPA have joined hands to bring those responsible for looting state coffers and state capture to book. Information sharing and some high-level operation coordination will take place. But what does this actually mean in practice? Will we be seeing heads roll anytime soon? NPA spokesperson Mthunzi Mhaga unpacks this with us now, joining us this afternoon. Mthunzi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. I guess this meeting between yourselves and Eskom ending up in commitment to collaborate will be viewed as positive as you continue as the NPA in your quest to bring those responsible for alleged state capture to book. What are the key outcomes, in your words, from yesterday's meeting?
It is our hope, Dan, that indeed it will be seen in a positive light. But of importance is the fact that Eskom is an important stakeholder for the NPA. It is therefore on that basis that we decided on a good working relationship, given the work that is conducted by the Investigating Directorate, which is the ID that is investigating cases that relate to corruption and state capture at Eskom. Of importance in the discussions was the fact that there needs to be collaborative work from an investigative and prosecutorial level without compromising the independence of the NPA, wherein Eskom will be sharing information and evidence as appropriate with the prosecution team in order to bolster our efforts and enhance them of ensuring a good and a thorough investigation and prosecution successes. Now, we also touched on the fact that Eskom has an internal and external team of lawyers that are studying the commission report. And given the fact that it has just been released, the fourth report, it became important that there should be some discussions on how we're going to approach the report and how we're going to bolster the investigative methods and the prosecutorial methods that are being applied. We also discussed between the two entities the issue of cable theft and damage to essential infrastructure. Because, Braden, you will agree that most people that are arrested on cable theft and damage to essential infrastructure are the runners. But the people behind the scenes, the people that are financially benefiting from these crimes, orchestrating them and organizing them, are not apprehended. Therefore, the NPA is committed to assisting Eskom to work with law enforcement and especially, or in particular, the crime intelligence of the SAPs in order to enhance the investigative and the prosecution process.
So Eskom will also collaborate with you when it comes to issues of cable theft, which, as we know, for example, in many parts of the country leads to a lot of outages.
That is correct, because any dysfunctionality of Eskom is a concern to us, and any corruption, any state capture of Eskom, which is a very important SOE, is threatening the economic stability of the country. We are in a crisis because of corruption and the state capture at Eskom. We are not oblivious to those issues.
Okay, finally, Eskom, as you said, has got its own project team internally with and external lawyers. So do you anticipate that that particular project team that Eskom has set up specifically on to look into the state capture findings and recommendations about Eskom coming out of part 4 of the report, that team will work closer and closer with you at the NPA going forward in terms of sharing of information and trying to speed up, urgently speed up possible prosecutions?
The country is running out of patience with us, and that realization is there between the two entities, hence the meeting. And therefore, there's an agreement that there should be a nodal point at the Investigative Directorate and Eskom in order to ensure that that team works closely with the prosecution team in matters that relate to Eskom. And in the coming months, we'll have some seminal cases that comes out to court that will be enrolled.
Thank you very much. Mthunzi Mhaga, speaking on behalf of the National Prosecuting Authority on today on ENC. Post their meeting yesterday with Eskom as they seek to collaborate even closer around the findings and recommendations of the state capture report that has just come out. That's part 4. But of course, he mentioned they're also going to collaborate around issues of cable theft, because Eskom is a target and a victim of the thugs who are stealing cables in and around our country. And